Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn how to convert our Excel workbooks to rasterized PDF documents using Cloudmersive connectors in Power Automate. In case you're unfamiliar with what a rasterized PDF is, it's simply a bitmap image-based version of a PDF rather than a text-based or vector PDF. All the content we see in a raster PDF is displayed in a pixel matrix and can't be copied from directly without using OCR services. Let's jump right in. We will start by selecting the option to create an instant cloud flow in this example, and I'll explain why in just a second. We're using an instant cloud flow here because we're going to make a button that converts all the Excel documents from a specific SharePoint folder at once. Jumping over to my SharePoint site, we can see that I have 4 example workbooks here which contain a few fake financial reports, and I'm going to convert all of these in this flow. Now back to our flow diagram. We will begin by adding the SharePoint list folder action to our flow, which gets information about each file stored in a particular folder. This action is going to give us the file ID value we need to retrieve file bytes for each Excel workbook. Next, we will add a getFileContent action into our flow, and as I mentioned before, we will use the file ID value to specify we're grabbing file bytes from each file in our folder. The file ID value is an array, so we'll notice that Power Automate places our getFileContent action in a for each control automatically. Within this for each control, we will add our first Cloudmersive connector action. We will search for Cloudmersive connectors, and we will then locate the Cloudmersive document conversion connector with the green logo. To view the actions list, we will click See More right here, and from there, we will search for an action titled Convert Excel XLSX Spreadsheet to PDF. We can't see this on my screen, but when we select this action, we will need to create and authorize our Cloudmersive connection. Cloudmersive uses API keys for authentication, and we can get one for free by creating a free account on the Cloudmersive website. With a free API key, we will be able to make up to 800 API calls per month with 0 additional commitments. For reference, I use a free API key in all of my demos on this channel. Once we create our connection, we can configure our initial PDF conversion action by simply passing file content and file name values to each of our 2 request parameters. In our next step, we will once again navigate to the list of Cloudmersive connectors. But this time, we will look for the Cloudmersive PDF connector. This one has a pink logo, and it's exclusively focused on processing PDF documents. From the PDF connector actions list, we will look for an action called Rasterize a PDF to an image-based PDF, and we will select that option. Just like before, we will need to create and authorize our Cloudmersive connection at this stage. We can use the same free API key we just created for the prior connector, and once we save our connection, we won't have to log in again. We will then configure our PDF rasterization action almost exactly the same way as the previous action, only this time we will use the file bytes from our Excel to PDF conversion in our input file parameter. We can enter whatever name we want in the second parameter, since that value is basically just naming our request content rather than making any direct reference to the file itself. Now that we've created a PDF and rasterized it, we can wrap up our flow with a Create File action. To configure this action, we will simply pick the folder we want to store our resulting PDF documents in, and we will then use the name value from our list folder step along with the PDF extension to dynamically name our PDF files. It's important to remember we're using output content from the PDF rasterization step here, and not the initial conversion step when we finalize the Create File action. We're all done here, so we'll now save our flow and run a quick test. When our flow finishes running, we will take a look at our target SharePoint folder and review our results. As we can see in my example, we will find an image-based version of all our Excel reports that we can't directly highlight, copy, or search anything from. The only problem we might run into here is the PDF page layout if our reports or graphs are a little too wide. When content is too wide, we'll find trailing content on the second page. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions about using Cloudmersive connectors in Power Automate, please don't hesitate to reach out to a member of our team.